it takes to become a full stack developer, or what skills would be required? What are the company's requirement? What are the company expectations? So the companies were looking forward to hire the full stack developers. So over to you, Professor Sanjay. So just start off with your quick introduction as well. So then we'll start off with the session and what it takes for the candidates to become a full stack developer.
Yeah, thank you, Ritin sir. Hello everyone, good evening. And I welcome you all on behalf of Aegis. Myself, Professor Sanjay Jaiswal, and I will be talking with you today on full stack development. And what is exactly full stack development and what are the opportunities available in this particular field. So let me introduce myself, give a brief introduction about my experiences. So I have been into full stack development for past 12 years. I'm also into the training, wherein I have been giving training to so many students and aspirants, and also in the industrial level training to all new joinees, wherein I have covered full stack development in technologies like your Java, PHP, and JavaScript. Then I have worked on cloud platforms and also DevOps. So in these years of experience, I have gained some whatever which I have gained, I would like to share with you all in brief. So before I begin on full stack or discussion on our full stack development, I would really want to know, or if it is possible, you can put your question. How many of you are really aware of your full stack development? Because before beginning with our actual full stack discussion or full stack development discussion, if I know how many of you are really aware of the full stack development or have some knowledge about your development or some awareness about your development impact, so that would be a really good start to discuss. So please feel free to ask or unmute yourself and ask, or just put your question in your message box. And feel free to ask, because this is actually an interaction. So we are actually going to interact with each other rather than I just simply talking and then you are listening here. So it should be a two-way round. So let's try to discuss. So please ask whatever query you have in your mind before actually starting with our session. Yeah, anyone? Are you all aware of full stack development?
So candidates started putting up the answers over chat box.
Okay.
If you can see, so there are candidates. I believe this gentleman. Just a moment, let me check the chats. So Vikrant is asking no idea about full stack developer. Nageshwar is saying I have some idea about full stack development. So guys, if you just put up your qualifications also, at least, because it's not easy for us to interact with everyone, though it would be an interactive session. You're most welcome to ask the question, but type your qualification. So at least we'll have a fair idea which background you are coming from. So yes, sir can mold his talk as per your background and the understanding. So Vikrant is mentioning mechanical graduate, brilliant. Krishnakant, Nageshwar, Sajo. So which background you guys are coming from? Please put up your answers, short answers over chat box. At least we'll have a quick idea and the experts will have the understanding. Okay, so if you could type the chat box. Okay, so we can start off, Professor Sanjay.
So I think Vikrant and Nagesh have already put their queries. I hope remaining all of you must be having the same query. So let's so from your query I can guess that you have some knowledge, or you don't have some knowledge about your full stack development. So let's try to understand basically what is a full stack development and why we have kept this session and what is our motive to keep the session. So basically, before starting with our full stack development or discussion on our full stack development, you should be aware of what is development. Now, what is development? When we talk about the development, everyone has already heard about this term development, and it is related to your software development, of course. Software development means when we are developing some kind of software or applications or web applications. So this term is not new for you, development. But what is exactly a full stack development? So that is our main, that is what we have to understand. And so let's begin. I will share a small slide with you so that it would be much easier to understand about your full stack and what is the career opportunities in your full stack. So let me share you. Okay. So let's try to understand what is the full stack development and career opportunities in your full stack development. Now, before understanding your full stack development, you should understand what is a technology stack, or in fact, the word stack we use. What do you mean by stack? So when we say stack or a technology stack is collection of relevant skill sets and tools to work on project development. So when we say collection of relevant skill sets and tools to work on a project development. So what we are going to, as a developer, when you want to pursue your career into development, or as a developer you're joining some company. So basically you're going to develop lots of websites and lots of applications and softwares. So there are some skill sets and tools that you have to learn. Okay, so there are so many different types of software, different types of technology, or different categories of technology, I will say, that you can learn and become a software developer or a software engineer. But you don't have to learn everything, as I told you. When I say you want to become a software engineer, that means whatever technology today it is used in industry, what are technology available in the market. For example, you have already heard about the terms Java, you're Java developer. You have already heard about the PHP developer, .NET developer. So it doesn't mean that whatever technology today used in industry, everything we should know. It is not necessary. It is not like that actually. Basically, you can choose your path. And how you're going to choose your path. So for that, a level of assessment is very much important. Now you have to assess yourself, actually which technology is suitable for you, in which field you want to go. Okay, and therefore you have to always, to assess yourself, you have to take the opinion, or you have to take some suggestions from experts who are already into the industry. And that is why we are here for you. Now, to understand how to choose your path, or what is exactly a technology stack, let's try to understand the meaning of a technology stack. Don't right now, just don't try to understand, or just try to take it in a very technical point of view. You just don't think in technical terms. Just try to understand what is a full stack. The technology stack is nothing but a collection of relevant skill sets and tools to work on a project development. Now that skills or your tools can be anything. That depends on what you want to learn. Okay, so for right now, just only understand this. So we have to learn some skill sets and some technology that you should know. Now, what is a full stack development then? So we have to understand with an example. What is a full stack development, and who is a full stack developer basically? Okay, so when I say full stack development, let's take an example of a website. Okay, now you are using lot of website in your day-to-day life, or you're also using some applications, web applications. So what is a website? You already know. Whenever you want to, whenever you go to your web browser, you put the address of, or URL address of that particular website, and you can see the page opens in your browser. Now there are different types of websites that you're accessing. It might be a social networking websites like your Facebook or Instagram. It might be your online shopping e-commerce portal. It might be your online ticket booking platform. Okay, it might be some online bill payment platform. So there are a lot of even, in fact, you have used YouTube. You watch a lot of movies and videos on your YouTube. Then you have your Netflix for watching movies. So all these are different types of websites available. So you can say that there are different types of websites for different purpose. You can send email, you can receive email through your Gmail services. So these are your email portals. You can chat online with your friends. You can do audio video conferencing with your friends, with your Zoom and your Google Meet. So these are all different types of web applications and websites. Okay, Now, what do you think how this website and how this web application work? So basically, someone has already developed these web applications or websites. So when we talk about your web application or website, there are two parts always involved. First is the front end, and second is your back end. Now, what is a front end and what is a back end? So let's try to understand that. So what is a front end? So whenever we talk about a website, there is a front end. Now, what you see in the front is called as a front end, and that is why it is called as front end, right? And it is, in short, it is also called as your graphical user interface. Why it is called graphical user interface? Because ultimately we are interacting with that application or with that website. Okay, and to interact with that website or with that application, we have to have some interface, and your front end is nothing but a user interface. It is actually the interface. Using that interface, you are going to use that application or communicate with that application or entire world. Okay, so that is why it is called as a front end. It is front of you. Whatever you see is a front end. Okay, and how your front end is going to design. To make the front end as a developer, you have to learn some technology. To design a front end, you make use of very basic front end technologies, and you are already aware of this, and you have heard about these technologies. To make the front end, you make use of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and these are called as your basic front end web technologies. So I think front end is clear to you. So whatever you want to see, whatever user interface is created, it is created using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And to understand what are different types of user interface. For example, you can see this. I have given you an example. This is a web interface. Now, if you are creating website or web application, your GUI, that is your user interface, would look like this. So you have very many different types of websites. They have all different UI, different designs. So that are called as your user interface or your front end. Similarly, we will have your mobile applications. Now, mobile applications also have different types of layouts. When you open the mobile applications in your phone, you see whatever applications they have created, they create the interfaces. So if you're using WhatsApp, you will see WhatsApp has its own UI. If you are using Facebook Messenger, it has its own UI. It has its own designing. Okay, so there are a lot of applications. So design part, that is, what you see in front is called as your user interface. Similarly, you have your desktop application. Desktop application means what? Whenever you use application on your computer or laptop, that is called as desktop application. So to work on that application, they have created the designing, that is front end, that is your UI. So we have web interface, that is your website, then web UI, then we have your mobile UI, and we have your desktop, that is desktop UI. But we will more focus on your web interface, because nowadays the most in used and most popular interface is your web interface, and that is the reason behind it. And we will discuss why websites or web interface is so important when we are talking about your full stack development. So I think this much is clear to you till now. If you have any doubt, please raise your hands and I can ask the questions. Yes, yes guys, do you have any questions? Front end means what we see in the website. Vikrant is saying yes, exactly. What we see in front is called your front end. That is, to design the front end, we have to use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? Okay. So I think front end is quite clear to you. Okay. Now, what is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? If you want to understand what is HTML, what is CSS, what is JavaScript, these are your front-end technology. And using these three technologies, you can create a very static website. Now, what is a static website? If you suppose if you don't want to use backend at all, suppose you don't want to use backend, only you want to use front end. That is, only you have to create static website. What are static website? Websites that those contents are not going to change. They are going to remain same. You check today, tomorrow, after 1 month, after 1 year, the contents are not going to change at all. So that are called as a static website, not going to change. So to design a static website, we use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So in short, if you want to understand what is HTML, So HTML is like creating the structure, as you can see in your diagram, in the slide. It is like creating the structure. Okay. CSS is like adding the style to that structure, like your painting, coloring, plastering, adding tiles and all those things. So it is like adding style to your structure. So without style, structure isn't of no use. Okay. So without CSS, HTML, creating the web, creating front end web page, it is of no use. It is not attractive at all. And therefore CSS and HTML are very vital, very important to create the website or static website. What is JavaScript? So JavaScript, you can say it is giving some kind of behavior, or if or you can say user, it gives some kind of interactivity with the user. Now if you have a website, okay, who has a sliding images, okay, if you have a website who has a, which has lot of drop down menus, who have smooth scrolling, when you navigate the page, that is when you change, when from one page you go to another page, the transition is very smooth. Okay, you have pop-up messages, you have image sliders. Okay, when you, if you want to go from top to bottom, you have buttons, you can scroll to up and top, very smooth. All those kind of behavior or interactivity can be given with the help of JavaScript. So when you click any button, when you click any, when you want to, when you scroll your mouse, your website's transition is very smooth. You see a lot of pop-up messages, lot of effects are given with the help of the JavaScript. So that makes your website more attractive. Okay, only HTML, CSS is good, you can create a good website, but when you use the JavaScript, it becomes very attractive, very interactive. Are you getting this? So that is why we make use of JavaScript. Otherwise, if you don't use JavaScript, still it's okay. You can create a website using HTML and CSS, but JavaScript make it more interactive. It will add behavior. So I hope this is clear to you. So you can make use of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and you can create your static websites. Now, but many a times you have seen websites are not static always. That means you will see that content of the websites are not static, but they keep on changing. So that kind of websites are called as your dynamic website. Now let's take an example of a dynamic website like your news portal. Okay, if you have observed any news portal, you will see every hour, in fact every half an hour, 30 minutes or 1 hour, the news are updated on the website. Okay, so the content is changing. Okay, if you see example of another websites like your online e-commerce portal, you will see every day the product is updated. Okay, so whenever you open the website, you will see every day, you will see, or every hour you will see the new content is seen. Okay, like your Facebook, every time you check your Facebook, you will see new post. You can see your friends uploading something, you can see that. So it is continuously updating. So those kind of website are not called static website. So to make such kind of website, that is dynamic website, you need backend. Okay, so you have to work in the backend as well. Front end is only for front end can be used, only front end can be used to create a static website. But whatever you want to update, that is you want to see in the front end and you have to update every time, you have to use some technologies, and that technology is called as a backend technology. Okay, so what is the backend technology? So a backend programming language. To do this, we need a backend programming language. Now you have to learn some language. There are a lot of language you can learn. Okay, that is not a discussion. That is not the point of discussion right now. What we are discussing is that if I want to make the website dynamic, in the backend, I want some technology, and that is nothing but your programming language. Okay, so programming language does that for you. So what it will do? It will simply change the content of in the front end. But whatever content you want to update, whatever data you want to show on your front end, new data, new update, that has to come from somewhere. That will come from somewhere. So that data will come from your database. And therefore, in the backend, you have your database. And it is handled by your or managed by your DBMS software. So whatever data is there in the backend, it is all managed by your DBMS software. So what your programming language does, it requests for the data from DBMS, and DBMS gives the data, and then it will show in your front end. But not always the data is going to be there in your database. It can, the data can come from other source also. For example, suppose that if I want to show some data which is not with me, but it is with some other person, or it is provided by some other party. Okay, so that third party data can be also be integrated in my website. So the data is not only going to come from my website or my server, it can also come from remote third party server. So all those data that are coming from backend is shown in the front end by your programming language. Okay, and then the third party services, what the data that we get from third party, it is called a third party services. Okay, and that we can use using your APIs, application programming interfaces. So that is your backend technology. So basically there are two important things in the backend technology. One, you have to learn programming language, and one, you should know about the DBMS software. Okay, now what is a programming language? Programming language you already know. Languages like your Python, PHP, Java, C#, .NET, JavaScript, Ruby, Scala, Node.js, all these are your programming language. There are a lot of programming language. Okay, you can learn any one programming language and you can become a full stack developer. Okay, so you have to learn one or two important programming language that are in demand. You can choose on demand. Okay, then DBMS also, we have different types of DBMS. We have different vendors of the DBMS. We have Oracle DBMS provided by Oracle company. We have open source MySQL. We have MongoDB. You have Microsoft provided MS SQL Server, MS Access. Then you have IBM's DB2, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, and so many different types of DBMS software are available in the market. So you don't have to understand, you don't have to get into the programming language right now. You don't have to go into the DBMS. You just need to understand, for backend we need programming language and your DBMS software. Okay, so if you know backend programming language, DBMS software, you know front end technology, you can create entire dynamic website and you will become a full stack developer. Any questions, guys? Yes, guys. If you have any queries, please ask. Yes, Vikrant, am I audible? Please ask your queries. Are you clear with your front end and what is your back end? Okay. So if you have any queries, you can put it on in the message box. I will definitely revert you back. Okay. So now, after you have, after knowing what is front end and what is back end, there is few more things that as a full stack developer you should know. Okay. Now today, if you learn some front end technology and back end technology, and we can create a full fledged website, you can become a full stack developer. But today industry is expecting more from you as a full stack developer. You cannot just satisfy after learning your front end technologies and back end technologies. You have to also learn some additional tech tools. That is, today we have to learn some development and operation tools also. So what is DevOps for developer? So along with your front end and along with your back end, you should also learn about your cloud service platforms and tools that are used during your remote working. So for example, if you have heard about your clouds, like your Amazon cloud, Google cloud, okay, so or Microsoft Azure cloud, what are the cloud servers are actually big servers or your remote servers, okay, that are used to work remotely and in the cloud environment. Nowadays what companies are doing, companies are not spending too much on infrastructure. They don't want to buy their own server. They don't want to buy the software. They don't want to buy the tools for development. Everything is provided by the cloud server, that is Microsoft or AWS or Google is providing everything. So as a IT company or as a developer, whatever I want for development environment, whenever I want to develop any website, I need some software, some tools. So all those software, all those tools, and all those storage, if I want to save the data, all is available on my cloud platform. So that is why you can work remotely on cloud. And when you are working on remotely, so you are also working in team. So to work together as a team but remotely, you have to learn some additional tools, and that is called as your development and operation tools. So by learning all these tools, you can not only develop your website, your application remotely, but you can also host. You can also host on your server. You can make it live on the server, okay, remotely, and that too working in your team. So everything is available on the cloud and lot of tools are available. So all those tools you should be knowing. So basic development and operation tools are also expected from you, and therefore companies, when they hire a full stack developer, they just don't only see if you know front end technology or back end technology. That is primary thing. But second, also they also check that if you have some knowledge about your development and operation tools. Okay, so you should be aware of this DevOps tools also. Then only in true sense you will be called as a full stack developer. So front end technology, back end technology, and DevOps tools. Okay, so I think you're aware. I think you have understood what is front end, back end, and DevOps. If you have any query, please ask. Hello, guys. You can unmute and ask. Any questions, guys? Feel free to ask. Okay. So if you have any query, please put on the message box. So now, after knowing what is full stack development, that is front end, back end, and DevOps, some DevOps tools, uh, the main thing that so many students or so many new aspirants ask with us is that, can I do it? I mean, this question is always with them. Even if they have some IT, but they are from some IT.
We have one question, Professor Sanjay. One
Yes,
question there. So let me quickly take this question. It's coming from Vikrant only.
Yes.
So front end means, this is what he's asking.
Yes.
What is we see in web page? Is it so? Another question he's asking in the same line. So for mechanical engineering background, is there any career? Since he's from mechanical background, so
Yes.
he's asked that, curious to know whether these mechanical individuals are fit for these career transition, or how the companies will be expecting these different background individuals and full stack developers.
Yes, definitely. So yes, in fact, this is a question a lot of students from non-IT backgrounds, basically engineering, from civil, electricals, and even plain graduate students like BSc, BCom, and BA students. They have such kind of questions. Can I pursue the career in full stack development? Okay, and I can also see one more question from Krishnakant Patel. Okay, he's asking, explain what is cloud development. Okay, so first of all, let me finish this cloud development. What is cloud development? So Krishnakant, when I say development can be done in two different ways. If you want to develop a software, you can develop in two different ways. One, in an IT, I'm talking about an IT company. So suppose if you're working in an IT company and if you want to develop a software, now IT company, to develop a software, you have to have some kind of some tools and some tools. For example, if you want to develop something on Java, okay, so you need some tools and libraries. Okay, if you want to work on database, you require DBMS software. So either you have an option, either you will, and also while development you also follow some kind of agile methodology like your Scrum and all. Okay, so either a company would buy all those things, those infrastructure, and keep it local to their company. Okay, that is, they have to expand, they have to spend a lot of money on those things, license and all those things. Or another option is that everything is available on the cloud. As I say, cloud as a server, cloud has everything. They have software, they have infrastructure, they have database storage, they have all networking options, everything. Okay, everything that is required for entire development life cycle is available on the cloud. Okay, so as a developer, as a company, I can save a lot of money. I can save a lot of money. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use all those cloud services, all those tools on the cloud. Only what I need to have is my cloud account. Okay. So if I have a proper account, I can simply work on the cloud, and even I can make my teams to work on the cloud, and then I can simply uh, that is, after development, I can simply I can do continuous development and continuous integration on the cloud, and there itself I can host my application also. Okay, so that kind of development is called as a cloud development. Okay, okay, Krishnakant. Okay. Now coming back to our question from Vikrant. See, basically, okay. So Vikrant, definitely when you say engineering student or any engineering background student, the most important thing to become a developer or a coder is to have some level of logic with you. That is, you should have some logical thinking. Okay. Now every engineering student is good in mathematics. Okay, and math is their important subject. Okay, so when you are doing mathematics and when you do lot of logic, you use lot of logic in that. Okay, so that means your logic is already developed. Okay, your aptitude is already developed. Now to become a programmer, what you need, a basic logic and reasoning thinking, and coding is just a tool, programming is just a tool. Okay, so tools can be learned anytime, but logic has to be there. And therefore, irrespective of any background, anyone can learn the coding, and anyone can become a programmer, and later on he can become a full stack developer. And you won't believe, I will tell you an example of myself only. I have not done I have not done my post graduation in IT or any of the IT stream. I did my MSc in physics. So I myself am MSc in physics, and I have been working as a developer for the last 10 to 12 years now. So this I myself is an example, live example in front of you. So everyone who is having some logic and some reasoning and some basic understanding of how your logic works, they can easily become a full stack developer. It is only matter of time, how much time you invest and how much effort you put, and when you start. So you can easily become a full stack developer within a period of 9 months to 10 months. Any other question? Okay. Vikrant has one more question. What is application tester? I heard about it, but don't know about it. Okay. So basically, tester, or I will say software tester. Uh, whenever developer codes something, okay, there are two types of testing that takes place. In fact, there are categories of testing that takes place, but two main important kind of testing that takes place is one is your manual testing and another is your automated testing. Okay, what is manual testing? Manual testing is using the application and finding the bugs. Very simple, in very simple terms. That is, as a user, if I using some application and if I found it that application is not behaving properly, or it is giving some kind of a unusual behavior or output, that is called as your bug. So that can be found using your manual testing by giving providing lot of different types of input parameters, okay, or your demo data and all those things. That is called the manual testing. So it happens with any kind of application, whether it is mobile application, it is a web application, or it is your any desktop application. Manual testing is the first phase, and after that, to check the quality of the code, how code is working, that at that time you have to use the automated testing. Okay, now in automated testing you try to find that how short your code should be, okay, how fast your output should be. Okay, so that the output can be done in different ways, the output can be brought in different ways, but what should be the shortest and fastest way to bring the output, that has to be checked using automated testing. And second, if there is any error in code or any bug, okay, while running execution some program, okay, then that can be found during your automatic testing. So that are all that takes place, that is applicable for everything. Okay, anyone else? Any other questions, guys? Anything related to your full stack development? Okay, so I hope this was your question. As a non-IT student or aspirant, can I pursue my career in full stack development? Yes, definitely. The answer is yes. You can. It can be done, and it can be done, in a very short period of time. If you do it very seriously, that is within a period of 9 months, you can become a full stack developer. From non-coder, you can become a full stack developer. Okay, and some more questions that we oftenly get is, I am already aware of the full stack development, but is it worth learning full stack development? Means there are some students who say that, suppose I learn full stack development, if I am already aware of the full stack development, but should I learn it? Is it worth learning it? That is also a question for so many students. Okay, some questions are also like that, how many time it will take to become a full stack developer if I begin with a very basic or as a non-coder from and I am from non-IT field? So that I think I have already discussed with you. So within a period of 9 months, you can easily become a full stack developer from zero knowledge of coding, I'm saying. Okay, and what is the scope of full stack development? A lot of students also ask us, what is the scope of full stack development? Okay, so to answer this, I will just give a small summary of what is the actually scope of your full stack development. Let's check with the stats, because if I say something that won't sound good, because if we talk with the stats, you also understand, yes, what exactly the market is demanding for. So let's try to understand what exactly is the demand of full stack developer. So now this is the stats that we have gathered. Now this can be obtained from online also, online resources also. You can easily check online and you get all those stats. Now you see that the most in demand IT jobs in 2022 till now, if you see the demand, the increase in the demand of full stack developers has increased to 35%. Now, if you compare with all others technology, all other jobs, you will see the demand for full stack developer is almost 35% and more. If you say full stack developer consists of backend developer, front end developer, and DevOps engineer. So if you're only a backend developer, you are not a full stack developer, but you are only a backend developer, still you have requirement that there is an increase in 34% demand of backend developer. Then for DevOps engineer, it is 28%. Then application developer, it is 26%. Front end developer, it is 24%. So if you see that all together, if you combine it, if just learning full stack development, the doors are open for your backend developer, DevOps engineer, application developers, and backend and front end developer. Okay, so just try to understand, you're not only learning full stack development, you're also preparing for backend, DevOps, application development, and front end development. So you are eligible for all these categories. Okay, so you have to think seriously. In fact, I will suggest, if you are really thinking to start with the career in your full stack development, you have to start right now. Because if you if you delay, it might be quite possible that it might be possible that there is a gap in there are few more there are more students coming into the market and upgrading themselves before you and getting those opportunities, grabbing those opportunities. Okay, so it is always the time factor is very important. When I say companies are searching for full stack developer and backend developer, time is also very important. It is see, today if we see the demand is so much, but after maybe 1 year or maybe 1.5 year, you will see already there are a lot of students who are already upgraded this technology and they're already placed in those companies. So you don't have to wait for that. It should be you who should be getting the opportunity to work right now. So if you start today, within 9 months, you have a job in your hand. Okay. Second important thing, that if you today search for full stack developer, for example, if you go to the Naukri.com portal and you search for your full stack developer opportunities, and if you just put this keyword full stack developer, you will see more than 1,20,000 jobs for full stack developer. Okay, so more than 1,20,000 jobs right now available in the market. So it is not a small figure; it is very big figure. But once again, I am saying that you have to start very early. You have to start it right now. If you delay, then things might change. Okay, so if you have opportunity, you should grab the opportunity. The second important thing, that is the salary. The most motivating thing, that if you want to pursue something, the salary is a motivation, of course. If you see that the average salary of full stack developer throughout the globe, okay, if you see in countries like UK, it is the annual package is around somewhere around 51 lakh. In Canada, it is 65 lakh. In USA, it is 77 lakh. In Germany, 55 lakh. And in Australia, it is 61 lakh. Okay, so the difference in the package with if compared to India and other Western countries, you will see it is huge. But they are paying, because the demand for full stack developer is very much in foreign countries. And even in India, if you see the basic salary starts, that is the basic salary for a new person who is just hired, his basic salary would start from 6,25,000. But this is only a starting salary. Within a period of 1 year, the salary may go up to 10 to 12 lakhs only in India, I'm saying. So this, as a starter, as a startup, this is very, very good salary, I will say. Okay. And within the period of 1 to 2 years, you can easily get an increment of around 10 to 12 lakhs. And if you go to foreign countries, you will get these handsome packages. So that is the demand and that is the salary that you're getting as a full stack developer right now. So it is a only matter of 1 year experience, and your salary, you get a big hike in your salary. So that is all about the salary. So these are the motivating facts that may inspire you to take the career option in your full stack development. And for that, we are always there to help you. If you have any queries, if you want any kind of other interactions with us, you can interact with us. And for further details, our Professor Ritin sir is going to discuss with you. So that's all from my side. And now I hand over the stage to Professor Ritin sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Sanjay. It was lovely interacting with the candidates, I believe, and I believe the individuals who are still with us, they certainly would have certain insights on. Yes, I'll be coming to Vikram, the fee and everything I'll be discussing in the coming slides. I'll not take much time. In another few minutes, I'll be discussing about the program that we offer and how one can get the benefit out of that. So thank you so much, Sanjay, for this wonderful discussion. And I believe the candidates, they would certainly get the benefit out of this session. So let me quickly share my screen. Can you see my screen now? Is it visible? Guys, if you can see the screen, just put up hi on your chat box.
Yeah, it is visible, sir.
Okay, fair enough. So already we have discussed about the full stack development, what it takes. Quick brief about Aegis I'll give you. So we started at Aegis. This is one of the most premium institution in data science, AI, cybersecurity. We are coming up with full stack as well. We started our journey 2002 with the support of Bharti Airtel. And since then, the journey got started. Almost 8 years back, we started one of the Asia's very first data science program with IBM. And you can get more information on the internet. Moving on, so this is the program what we are offering, which is a pay-after program model, which is a full stack development, postgraduate program in full stack development that we are coming up with. And this is a pay-after program model. So initially, individuals were asking about the fee. There is not a big burden that you have to put on your shoulder. So a quick structure about the program and the eligibility criteria. Total duration of this course already has been mentioned by Professor Sanjay. So the duration of this course is 9 months in total, in which it is happening in on-campus model in Mumbai and live interactive also. So 6 months training modules would be there, in which 3 months will be the front end, 3 months will be the back end, and the individuals, they will be working upon 3 months projects. So this is a completely applied program in full stack development. And we are starting this program from 20th June in Mumbai, and August, another batch is starting. Criteria-wise eligibility, any individual graduates in any discipline is eligible for this program. Process to get enrolled in this program is live online application, which is open. Once we receive your application, you need to appear for the Aegis aptitude test, which is an 1-hour test, followed by the interview. And in case the candidates, they get through and shortlisted, they will get the admission offer letter. Quick highlights about the course. Some of the highlights have already been explained by Professor Sanjay already. So program will be taught by the best of the brains and the best of the experts in that full stack development area. Professor Sanjay will be guiding you in this program also, helping in the projects part as well. Massive experience he has got. So it's a completely applied program because the projects part that we offer, that makes this program completely applied one. The projects which we have discussed, it's all about real life projects and the portfolio projects candidates to get to work upon in this program. Participants will have the exposure to the entire state-of-the-art virtual lab setup that we have got in this institution, and in which you are connected 24/7. So the curriculum what we have already has been explained by Sir, very well explained. So it's one of the most comprehensive industry-led curriculum, which industries they are looking forward to. This is designed in that mechanism. So payment structure, there is no financial burden. Pay after the program, this option what will be provided to the candidates. So that is not a very big burden on your shoulder. So state-of-the-art LMS system participants they will get, which is on cloud. So whatever lecture we deliver, so that is absolutely available on the cloud platform, and which candidates they can access it any time on the fly, on the go. And the career management center, we also have the candidates for the placements as well. For that, we have a dedicated career management center in this program. So what and how to opt for PAP model, as I told you earlier. So application process, applications are open, guys, for June batch, which is happening from 10 June, as I have mentioned. So once we receive an application, apply today itself. So once we receive an application, I'll leave you with that link to apply. If you go back, you will see the link I have highlighted. It's very simple. Go to mUniCampus.com/program/full stack, PGP full stack. So you will get that program details. moving on. So this is how the PAP model. So admission offer letter would be given to you, in which the duration of this course I've already explained to you, and get hired and placed, and then only you have to pay the program once you get the placements. So what we will learn in this program, I will not spend much time because already a lot of discussion has been done, front end, back end, database, DevOps, and other technologies that you will be learning in this course. Quick highlights have already been explained. Again, I would like to bring to your attention that I was searching this on Naukri portal right now, a few minutes back, before interacting with you guys. So if you can see the full stack development profile, the jobs which is available, this is almost, as you can see right there, it is more than 1,50,000 or 1,05,000 jobs are available, and more than that. So this is how the company's requirement would be. In companies, they are looking out for to hire go-getters. Go-getter means individuals who can start working on the table from day one. And this program lay down the foundation from scratch to advanced level. That's why this program is an apt program for the individuals coming from any background, any stream. Even Vikrant, you are from mechanical, and there are individuals from CSE background as well. So you are most eligible for this course. Application deadline is 10th May, which we have, applications are open. It's on first come, first served basis. Batch size is limited. Commencement date is on-campus model is happening from 20th June, and August we have the another batch, 20th June. So admission process, online application, aptitude test, followed by the interview. In case you get through and shortlisted, we give the admission offer letter. So this is a quick brief about the full stack development program. Apart from that, we have the programs which is the full-time program in data science, business analytics, and big data, which is a very high-end, completely applied program that we offer in association with IBM. Just for information, I'm giving you the details. We have other programs, which is a postgraduate program in cybersecurity that we also offer in association with IBM. This is one of the very high-end applied cybersecurity program that we offer. And also we are offering the postgraduate program in applied AI, machine learning, and deep learning association with IBM, that these programs you can also look into the consideration. So we are open for the questions, guys. If you would have any questions regarding the program, or maybe the sessions what we had earlier, if you would have any questions, please come up with. We'll love to answer your queries. Anybody would have any question? Vikrant, Krishnakant, Nageshwar? Okay, we got some chats, I believe. Let me quickly see that. Okay, course fee, I believe, Vikrant, you were asking. So total fees is 1.5 plus taxes for this total duration of the course, in which candidates, they need to pay a very partial payment in case you get through and shortlisted. 50,000 would be the fees, and remaining would be paid off once you get the placements. So another question, I believe, Professor Sanjay, if you are there. So, Professor Sanjay, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So we have another question. If you go to the chat box.
Yeah. Someone is asking about MERN stack.
MERN stack, yes.
Yeah, definitely. That the MERN stack is actually the part of full stack development, but it will only cover the front. That is your in backend some database, and in the front end your Angular Express Node.js. But that would only cover your full stack development part. It won't cover your DevOps part.
So I believe that answered your question, Vikram. Anybody would have any questions?
Yeah, Vikrant, please ask. You're welcome. You're welcome, Vikrant.
Brilliant. So it was a wonderful session what we had today. So, and thank you for being a patient audience. It was a very small cohort that we had discussed today. So I would request all the individuals, or suggest rather, if you're looking forward to make your career in these full stack development, applications are open, guys. Fill the applications. And we have the interviews lined up for tomorrow as well. And we'll update you with the interview time slots and availability. So all the very best to you for a wonderful career ahead. Thank you so much, guys, for this Saturday evening, spending time with us. And it was lovely interacting with you. Thank you, Professor Sanjay, for sparing time with the individuals and this wonderful session what we had today. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.